Established in 1976, NASA, not to be confused with the one in Houston, but this, the Nevada Association of School Administrators, has been helping not only administrators but instructors move up their career path and improve education on the whole. To talk more about that, we have Dr. Jeffrey Geihs, who leads the charge for NASA. Appreciate you being here.
Kendall, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
There are misconceptions when it comes to NASA. People don't quite understand what it is in some cases.
Well, and rightfully so. I mean, the title in and of itself, and I always say, you know, NASA, our ideas are sky high, but the title can be confusing because the Nevada Association of School Administrators sounds like it's an organization simply for administrators, and that just simply is not true. It is a professional association. We're not a union or a bargaining group. We're a professional association. Our platform is to host professional learning at an affordable cost for all pre-K through 12 educators, teachers, counselors, social workers, specialists, administrators, superintendents, associate superintendents, every educational post. And our second piece is advocacy. And when I say advocacy, we advocate at the national and the state level. And really our two main platforms are, we believe in school autonomy with decision making at the local level, with high accountability for building leaders and educators. But also we believe that teachers over the past several years have been burdened with extra layers that they have to do that distract from teaching and learning. So when I talk about advocacy, we're an advocacy organization at a very high level. We don't get into the weeds of local politics. But really what I want people to take away is the professional learning that we provide is multifaceted and appeals to all educators.
And the professional learning provides the hours necessary for advancement, be it for teachers or administrators.
That's right. We hosted approximately 100 events last school year, most of which are virtual, which are very convenient for any educator because educators work very hard and their time is precious. And number two, it counts for all salary advancement in most school districts across Nevada, Clark, Washoe particularly, and most others, and in charters, and also license renewal credit. Since 1976, everything NASA offers counts for people's license renewal credit, which is critical.
With the programs, are they already accredited, or do you help those programs achieve that accreditation that then allows them to work with your group?
So everything that we offer, we have carte blanche with the Nevada Department of Education to issue a license renewal credit. It's everything we do, and we don't have to check that with them. Everything we do in Clark County counts for salary advancement credit, and almost everything we do in Washoe County counts for salary advancement credit. The very few things that do not count for salary advancement credit there are offerings that their system provides. There are some other programming that Dr. P.A., my deputy, is going to talk to you about, where we have special partnerships with the College of Southern Nevada, for example, and the Nevada Department of Education. And our programming varies, anywhere from half-credit workshops all the way up to 6-credit institutes, 3- and 4-credit conferences, and everything in between. So you'd be hard-pressed, Kendall, to find 1 week going without a NASA professional learning event happening.
What makes that carte blanche great is then you are more agile and able to bring in programs as they are needed, because the landscape is changing all the time.
Absolutely, the landscape's changing all the time. We're very malleable. We're very responsive to what is current and what educators need. I feel that our organization is there to serve them and help them improve so they can be the best they can be for the children that they serve and or the school communities they serve.
I love that you're working and looking out for the existing administrators and teachers, and now there's a foundation that hopefully will cultivate more teachers in the future.
Well, that's exactly our purpose. I have a great board of directors, NASA does, and my board constitutes and represents every K through 12 educator in the state of Nevada. And what I mean by that, Kendall, is private schools, parochial schools, charter schools, traditional public schools, they're all represented by their elected board members, my board of directors. And I came to my board in June of 2022 and I said, you know, we're doing very well fiscally because we're offering things to the educators in Nevada at a low price point, because, you know, what profession, Kendall, has to pay to get their own raises,
right,
other than educators?
Yeah.
So I want to keep a low price point, but I also want high quality. And because of that, I said to my board, and they supported it unanimously, let's take $100,000 of NASA funds and support the startup of a foundation. We called that, it's now incorporated. It's the Silver State Education Foundation. And our purpose is to raise funds for teacher pipeline programs that exist in Nevada, or ones that may not exist in Nevada yet, but are very successful elsewhere. Support those programs, identify paraprofessionals and high school students who want to become teachers, stay in Nevada, be in that program, go to college in Nevada, and teach in Nevada. Because you're looking, the Clark County School District alone has not filled every vacancy in Clark County since 1995.
And that's scary. There does seem to be a dearth of up-and-coming teachers. Hopefully this can fill that void. How critical is that situation?
Well, it's immensely critical. You have, not to diminish the work of substitute teachers or long-term subs. I know some wonderful ones. But it is the most important person in a child's classroom is the teacher. The teacher and their level of effectiveness. So NASA helps them optimize their effectiveness through our programming, and the foundation is going to help. I hope we could say someday that we've eradicated the problem, but at least we can hopefully make a dent in it. The importance of a licensed teacher in front of youngsters is critical. So I won't call out the school, but I can think of a school this year, Kendall, who had 18 science teacher positions.
At one school?
At one school, which is common, it's a high school.
Yeah.
18 science teacher positions that could only hire one certified science teacher. Now, maybe they were able to fill some of those vacancies with long-term subs that have the content knowledge, but my hunch is, for the most part, they weren't. That is an egregious issue. It's a critical issue because you now have hundreds of young people that probably aren't learning science to the level that they should. So I just feel it's incumbent upon the Nevada Association of School Administrators to form and give seed money to this foundation to support programming, pipeline programming, to help make a dent in those issues over time. It's not going to happen overnight, but over time I think we'll be able to make a significant impact. And I also believe everybody I talk to out in the public about this, I mean, nobody can disagree with that.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
well,
what we're doing.
You talk about advocating on behalf of educators at the state and national level. Is part of that advocacy lobbying for better salaries? Because wouldn't that solve a big part of this problem?
A big part of our advocacy is lobbying for better salaries. And just the spirit of what I said, I don't know any other profession who has to pay to get their own raises for professional learning to make that happen. I do. I think teachers are underpaid. I think most administrators are underpaid for what they're expected to do and what they're expected to deliver.
And yet, if you ask the general public, are teachers underpaid? I think the majority would say yes. And yet, those raises we're talking about have not come to fruition. Where is the disconnect, in your opinion?
The fact of the matter is, there is a correlation to spending in schools and dollars available to student achievement. And even the best teacher, Kendall, when you have 40, 45 kids in your class, as my son did when he was in high school, and as children do today, I'm sorry, even the best teacher reaches a tipping point where it's just hard to manage. I mean, I taught English, for example. When I started teaching in 1994, I had nowhere near 40, 45 kids in my classrooms teaching English 1, 2, and 3. Sophomores, juniors, seniors. And then when you get those kinds of numbers, then you're going to start making decisions like, I can't assign a 5-paragraph essay for this kid to write. Now I'll do a 1 or 2. Right. And those kinds of things start cutting into, and that's a reasonable decision when you have those numbers, but it starts cutting into your effectiveness level, even if you're the cream of the crop.
Yeah. Not to mention trying to manage 45 teenage personalities.
Well, that's the most important thing to teaching is classroom management.
Yeah.
And that's why we are very heavy with that, especially at the start of school years. And those workshops are very well attended.
All right, so if someone wants to learn more about becoming part of NASA, first of all, who would that be? And then how do they become part?
Well, anybody can join NASA, any person at all. You don't even have to be an educator. Teachers can join NASA, or non-administrators can join NASA. I should always say non-administrators because there's a lot of non-administrative personnel that are not classroom teachers and they're working in other capacities to support children. They can become NASA members. If they become a NASA member, we differentiate, while all costs are low, we differentiate price points for registrations. Sure. And they would just simply go to nasanv.org, nasanv.org. If somebody is needing multiple credits for their license renewal, for if they want to go for their salary advancement in Clark County, Washoe County, most other schools or systems, we have a lot of educators doing that. It's worthwhile to become a member. You'll save yourself quite a bit of money. And we encourage everybody to become a member.
All right. Dr. Geihs, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kendall.